What's going on, everybody? This is a video of me and Jesse going to the movies for the first time in about 4 or 5 months. This was the first day that Regal Theaters was open. So we went and saw Inception for the 10-year anniversary. Got a sneak peek at Tenet as well, which is awesome. We will be going to see that on opening day. But this is kind of a behind-the-scenes look about what a theater looks like during COVID regulations and what kind of things they're doing to keep the theater clean and keep the customer safe. And so we kind of tried to capture as much of that as we could on the way to the theater. We kind of talked about it on the way back from the theater. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and kind of some behind-the-scenes looks at what the theater looks like during COVID. Well, we're back at the theater, wearing our masks, unhinged, words on bathroom walls, Tulsa, Bloodshot. But we're seeing Inception.
Yeah.
We're here at the Medina Regal, 10:25 showing. See if there's anything on the door. So yes, back open. Face covering required. What's that?
No box on.
No. Says do your part. Stand 6 feet apart. Sponsored by Pepsi.
Huh?
See the ticket thing I sent you?
Oh yeah.
So there's only one entrance. Arcade looks like it's open. It's the emptiest I've ever seen a movie theater.
I just walked back.
No worries. We're pretty early.
Yeah, I didn't.
Party room is closed.
That's weird because that was contact concessions.
Yes, that was a very not so greatly handled situation. It says, maintain social distancing during the show, allow for designated numbers of seats between your party and others, avoid passing other guests, when exiting the auditorium, take your time.
You want to sit on my three?
No. This theater is so retro, man.
Yeah.
I dig it.
There's like 6 people.
No, it doesn't.
There's no one there.
You don't think so? Is the door even open? Door's not even open. I'm not supposed to touch the door. I don't think so.
I already did.
Why? That's awful.
Still doing everybody else's job.
We're back home, Jesse.
There we go.
Alright, so it is 1:40 in the morning. We are headed back from our film Inception, baby. It's been out for 10 years, man.
It's still good.
It's still good. It's super good to be back in the theater.
There's only 4 people total, including us.
Yeah.
So it wasn't very full.
Yeah, there was nobody in our row. There's nobody in the row in front of us, nobody in the row behind us. The 2 people that were in there were 2 rows back. So, and the way that they had the doors set up, They only had one entrance, so it was like super confusing. Got him! Basically, they took all of the door handles off of the doors.
There's only one door that opens.
So...
and it's propped open.
Yeah.
There's no reason to touch a door. Everybody funnels through one location.
Yeah. The only door you have to open is the one to the main end, like to the outside. There was nobody in the lobby to explain like what was going on. There was nobody at the little ticket taking booth. They had the right idea with how they wanted to do stuff. We kind of just, we accidentally showed them the wrong code for the tickets. We tried to give them the tenant ticket for a wrong theater, so that was our bad.
If they ever get crowded for a huge movie though, like when Tenet does go,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a lot of people in that lobby all trying to funnel through one location.
Yeah.
You're gonna have people aimlessly wandering around that lobby. Concession was weird. It was supposed to be a non-contact concession.
Mm-hmm.
They took my credit card,
Yeah.
handed it back to me, got all the concession for us, just like anything, like normal, which I don't have a huge problem with because I washed my hands right afterwards, but like that'll be a problem if you're busy.
Yeah, it was weird for me because I after you went in there, or after you got your stuff and we got our seats, I went back out to get a water and some M&Ms, and it was the same thing. Like, she asked me for my card, I handed it to her. She didn't have any gloves on or anything. I mean, at Cinemark, there's a card reader at like facing you, so you can just insert your card and you don't have to do that. There wasn't even any option for me to use my phone, like as a like a Google Pay or anything like that. So that's not contactless at all. The payment option is they're touching your card, they're giving it back to you. The theater itself like was very, very clean. It smelled clean, but whenever we went to the theater like itself, we had to like open the door because the door to the theater itself was closed.
They hadn't propped it open,
So Jesse, being the ex-Regal employee, knew exactly how to open the door and prop it open.
that's right.
I'm so glad that we had his expertise.
Still doing their jobs.
We were sitting right under a vent, so we had air hitting us the whole time. In their rules, they say that you're supposed to wear your mask the entire time you're in the auditorium, but there was nobody, not one time did anybody come into the theater to check.
Yeah, they didn't do any walkthroughs.
Yeah, no walkthroughs, and usually even pre-COVID, walkthroughs are pretty normal.
2 is standard Regal procedure. Person been there to get them, they'd have failed, somebody be getting fired.
Yeah, and that's what I thought was a little strange too. I thought that, with COVID going on, they'd at least do the minimum, but yeah, nobody came in. I wore my mask for the first part, but then I was having my M&Ms and water. I took it off and I didn't keep it back on after that. I think Jesse kept his on for the majority. It's really personal preference what you feel comfortable with. It seems like nobody's gonna question you. I don't know how they're gonna handle bathroom situations if you only allowed so many people in the bathroom. The arcade was open, which I thought was weird. I thought that they would keep that closed off because of all the touching of things.
Then just disinfecting the theaters is not going to be a realistic thing that you can do. Like, they say that they're going to disinfect the theaters after every single showing, but when we went in there, it was a very slim attendance that day, so I'm sure they just let it go, but we had multiple armrests that were still down, which indicates they probably swept up and didn't actually wipe the stuff down. And unless they have a map of where people were seating, they're gonna have to re-disinfect things every single showing that may not need it to be. So if you have a packed, you'll never have a sold out house now because of the distancing, but they're saying 15 to 20% capacity on a 300 person show. That's 45 seats. You've got to know where those people were sitting, and you're going to be in there sweeping up, disinfecting, and doing all of these things every single showing on a busy, whatever holiday season or whatever the next big season will be. It's unrealistic that it's going to happen. Honestly, like, if you're very worried about COVID, I would not go to the movies. Based off of what I saw today, probably won't try to go to the movies on a late night showing because I don't trust them to disinfect it. Outside of Tenet, which we're going to see, which I've been anticipating forever, like everything else, I'm probably going to try to see very first matinee show because I'll know that it was cleaned overnight.
Sitting in the theater, when I first got in there, it was super nice just to be back in a theater. Once that novelty wore off a little bit, and I started to think about how the fact that they probably aren't as diligent with the cleaning, just seeing how lax the transaction was at the concession. Yeah, I agree with Jesse. I don't think this is something that I would do as much as I did before, at least until it calms down a little bit more. So yeah, 100% agree. If you're a little bit weary, and you know you're on the more cautious side, I would still hold off for a little bit.
And just for perspective in terms of like what I'm talking about with that disinfecting, whenever we would have like a corporate evaluation, we would always clean every single seat in the entire theater, and we would have the entire staff come in, which consisted of 15 to 20 people, and they would come in 2 hours early before we opened and break it up, theater by theater. So you had at least one person in every single theater, and it took about an hour and a half to do that, and that was just wiping off the the leather portions of the seats, so the headrests and the armrests.
Overall, it's a pretty good experience. Inception still holds up. What is going on, everybody? I hope that you enjoyed that video. Hope that you guys got to see what it's like to go back to the movies during COVID, kind of some behind the scenes of the theater and what that looks like. So, if you like this video and you like this style, let me know. I'd love to make more for you. And so in 2 days, we'll see what's changed. It's a different movie chain. This time, we're gonna go check out a Cinemark to see what that looks like. So hope everybody's staying safe, and thank you for watching this video.